Welcome to Listen and Learn English, where you can improve your English at your own pace. Our narrators are all native English speakers, and their words are displayed so that you can read along and practice your English vocabulary. It's a great way to learn, so sit back, relax, and let's get into the video.
Treasure Island Part 1. The Old Buccaneer. The days after my father passed away were quiet and tense at the Admiral Benbow Inn. The wind rattled the shutters, the sea sighed beyond the cliff, and upstairs the old captain, Billy Bones, paced endlessly. He was never the same after that strange man, Black Dog, had visited. When the captain woke up after the stroke, he was more worried about Black Dog than his own health. That man, he muttered through cracked lips, was one of Flint's crew. They'll come for me, Jim, mark my words, and when a blind man shows up, that's when it's all over. I nodded solemnly. I didn't fully understand, but I promised to stay alert. Over the next few days, the captain barely left his room. He drank too much, mumbled in his sleep about a map and a hidden treasure, and mentioned the name Flint often, a name that always sent a chill down my spine. And then, one evening, just as the sun dipped low and cast gold light across the sand, everything changed. I was outside the inn when I saw him. A man, blind as a bat, came tapping along the road with a long wooden stick. He wore a ragged black cloak, and there was something cruel in the way he smiled. As he reached me, he barked, "Boy, take me to the captain, and no tricks, or I'll break your arm." His grip was hard as iron. I didn't dare resist. Trembling, I guided him inside and up the stairs. He entered the captain's room. The old man was sitting in his chair, his face pale, his hand trembling. Without warning, the blind man reached out and grabbed the captain's wrist. In his palm, he pressed something small and round. Then he hissed, "That's the black spot, Billy Bones. You have till 10 o'clock. He let go and left, tapping his stick as he vanished into the darkness. The captain stared down at the paper. On one side, it was pitch black. On the other, in neat ink, were the words, "You have until 10. Billy Bones' face drained of color. "It's over," he whispered. "They're coming tonight." And then he tried to rise, but swayed and crashed to the floor. I rushed to his side, calling his name, but he was already gone. Whether it was the fear, the years of hard living, or the rum, I'll never know, but the black spot had sealed his fate. Now, about the black spot. It was an old pirate custom, one meant to deliver a sentence of death or expulsion. A piece of paper or card, one side black, the other bearing a message. When handed to a man, it meant judgment by his peers, or worse. For pirates, it was more than a warning. It was a curse, and Bones had known what it meant. He'd been running from it for years. Though I was shaken, I remembered the captain's warning. The pirates would come, and they'd be after something. I had to act fast. I ran to the house of Dr. Livesey. He was dining with Squire Trelawney when I burst through the door, out of breath, and told him everything. About Black Dog, the blind man, the black spot, and how the captain had dropped dead just moments after receiving it. Dr. Livesey pushed back his chair. "We must go to the inn immediately. If there's a treasure map, they'll come looking for it. We have to find it first." Together, we hurried back to the Admiral Benbow. The storm clouds had begun to gather, and the air was heavy. Inside, everything was just as I had left it. The captain's lifeless body still lay on the floor. On the table beside him was the black spot. We didn't waste time. We went upstairs and forced open the sea chest with an axe. Inside were old clothes, tobacco in a tin, pistols, coins from different parts of the world, and at the very bottom, wrapped in oily cloth, a bundle of papers. Dr. Livesey pulled the cloth open. This must be it. We didn't dare stay there. We took the bundle and left the inn behind. Back at the squire's house, we locked the doors and unwrapped the bundle on the dining table. The contents were more valuable than gold. First, we found a logbook, weathered and stained, but legible. It was the personal record of Captain Flint himself, filled with chilling entries about ships plundered, men marooned, and vast amounts of treasure buried far away. It detailed his voyages and listed places where he'd struck fear into the world's navies. But the most remarkable item was the map. We unfolded it slowly. There, drawn in dark lines, was the shape of an island. It looked like a fat dragon, or maybe a lizard curled in the sea. In bright red ink was a large X on one side. There were notes in the margins, coordinates, measurements, and eerie messages. Tall tree, Spyglass Hill, bearing a point to the NNE. Skeleton Island, 10 feet of tide. Bulk of treasure lies at foot of tall tree. Squire Trelawney's eyes shone with excitement. This is it! The treasure of Captain Flint. Jim, Doctor, we are going to be rich. The doctor was more cautious. We must move carefully. If Flint's crew find out we have this, they'll stop at nothing. We're dealing with pirates, after all. Leave it to me, said the squire, already searching for his pen. I'll go to Bristol and arrange everything. I'll purchase a ship, hire a captain and crew. The purpose of our voyage will be kept secret. Be careful, said Dr. Livesey. Don't take anyone who's ever served with Flint. Of course, of course. Jim, he added, turning to me, you must come too. You found the map. You're part of this now. We'll make you cabin boy. I could hardly believe it. Me, a cabin boy, sailing off in search of buried treasure. The squire immediately began writing letters and making plans. I went home that night to tell my mother. She was worried, of course, but also proud. After we said our goodbyes, I packed my few belongings and rejoined the doctor and the squire. A few weeks later, we arrived in Bristol. The squire moved fast. He'd purchased a fine ship named the Hispaniola and hired a capable captain, Captain Smollett, a strict but trustworthy man. Then came the crew. Among them was a one-legged cook named Long John Silver, who ran a tavern and had a parrot on his shoulder. He was friendly, smart, and everyone liked him. He told great stories and seemed to know everything about the sea. He even put together most of the crew himself. Captain Smollett, however, wasn't so trusting. Too many men know we're sailing for something valuable, he warned. And this crew, Silver's friends, mostly, I'd keep an eye on them. But the ship was ready, the supplies loaded, and the map safely hidden. We were bound for Treasure Island. I stood at the dock and looked at the towering masts of the Hispaniola. The wind tugged at my coat, and in my pocket I still held the piece of paper the captain had died clutching, the black spot. I glanced at it once more, then tucked it away for good. The adventure had begun.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us by giving it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We release new videos just like this one each week, so join us and listen to learn English.